Hi everybody, we have an Australian Labradoodle litter update for you today. These are the mini Australian Labradoodle puppies from our Anuenue litter. And in today's video, we're going to give you an update about each of the puppies, let you see them all up close and personal. I'm going to tell Anise that she should stay still. And we'll give you a little bit of an update on Mama Anise, and we'll let you know about the milestones that the puppies have reached this week, and also what our family should be concentrating on. Hi, I'm Claire from Van Isle Labradoodles, and these mini Australian Labradoodles are just doing fabulously. This litter, if you have followed it from the beginning, had a little bit of trouble at first with the milk bar. Anise's nipples are flush with her mammary glands, which when you're a tiny brand new puppy makes it really hard to be able to nurse. So it was a tricky milk bar that this mama offered her babies. But now, as you can see, they're bigger, they're stronger, they're smarter, and there is no trouble making things work now. So it's great news for us, it's great news for the puppies, and it's also nice for Anise. It's uncomfortable for our mama when she has milk in her milk bar and her puppies can't access it. So we had a real delicate balance there with her. We had to work between making sure that she wasn't getting engorged and developing mastitis, but not drying her up so there wasn't any milk once the puppies were able to go ahead and nurse. So we had a little bit of a slow it down and then whoa, increase it at time. So we did do cabbage on her to keep her nice and soft and supple and keep that milk flow down a bit. And then once the puppies were getting the hang of it, then we added fenugreek into her meals, which is a natural herbal supplement used by women as well as for our girl dogs. And it helps to increase milk production. And you give them fenugreek right up until they start smelling like maple syrup. And when you can smell maple syrup on the girl, then you know she's got enough. So that's exactly what we did. It smells very nice in here, very nice and maple syrupy, makes me hungry all the time. And it has been very successful, as you'll see when we go through each of the puppies and talk about their weights. So Mama Anise is doing well. She has a good appetite. She has already feeling confident enough to eat away from the puppies. She's eating out in the doodle den most regularly with all of our other dogs. And she still has a really good appetite, so she's eating about 3 times what she normally would. Her favorite thing to eat is our Puppy Love freeze-dried raw food. She absolutely adores that. She does like to have smack as well. The smack is usually what I leave in her room for her overnight snack. And during the day she has primarily the Puppy Love, and then we put a bit of frozen raw in it. And now, knowing Anise, she'll probably decide next week, well, you know, actually I think I might like to have the frozen raw more than the Puppy Love. So we just adapt to whatever it is that happens to suit her. Girls usually go through a period where they don't want to eat about day 3, 4, and 5 after whelping. And Anise had that for a little bit, but really her appetite's been really good. I have no complaints. And she's also feeling super confident about leaving the puppies and being outside. So she is outside with us a lot. She comes out with the other dogs, our retired dogs, runs around. She's not in a panic to get back to the puppies. She just takes her time and comes back at her leisure. And she comes out and hangs out with us in the house a lot. She likes to be in the evening, spend time with us. And really she's pretty much back to a lot of her normal routine. Now, the other big thing that's happened for Anise is she has a neighbor now in the maternity ward. Callie had her puppies on Thursday. Today's Friday. And so Callie moved in Thursday or in the morning after the puppies were born. And initially Anise was just livid at that idea. She was like, I do not like this. I don't like that there's somebody anywhere near my babies. She remains incredibly protective of the puppies. Rena was in here yesterday. trying to get her to settle down a bit, and he approached the box, and he was trying to get Anuenue to come in rather than go over and see what Callie was doing, and she thought that she should tell him off, and it was like, nobody is coming near my babies till I got this sorted out. Didn't take her too long, couple of hours, couple of sniffs, lots of reassurance. I sat in the box next door with her, with Callie, and in here with her, just talked to her, and eventually she decided it's not that bad. She still gets a little agitated when we let Callie out, but when we do, we're very careful. We always have the girls completely separated, doors closed and locked. They can't even see each other. They can put their nose underneath and get a glimpse, and of course they can smell and hear each other, but that's it. And we make sure that the entrances and exits are very quick so that there's not time when one girl is wandering around while the other girl's with her babies. That way it helps keep the moms calm, it helps keep them happy and relaxed, because what we want is this, what you see here. All the puppies lined up, all nursing. I think everybody's in there. Yep, you can see Silver Collar has figured out now that she has to go underneath at the front, and that way she gets the extra spot there, and everyone can nurse all at one time. And you can hear that they're totally quiet. They're not saying a word because there's lots here for them at the milk bar. Now, if you're on our list for this litter, one thing that we want you to start thinking about, Anuenue, I just want you to stay still. So Anuenue is a lively girl, and she does not like being told to stay still. So she's arguing with me a little bit here. If you're on the litter list for this litter, one thing we want you to start looking at and working on is choosing a vet and a trainer and a groomer. So pet populations have increased significantly over the last couple of years, and the number of professionals working with pets has in turn decreased. So it's now very difficult to find a vet. So I suggest for everyone, you start right now looking for a vet. You probably are not going to have a lot of choice. However, you do want to ask a couple of questions, and you can just ask the reception staff, or you can actually book an appointment, and of course, say you're willing to pay for the appointment. But you want to ask the vet, are they familiar with Labradoodles? Do they understand what the foundation breeds are for an Australian Labradoodle? You want to make sure they know this is not a golden doodle and this is not an Aussie doodle. And in case you don't know, which often is the case because it's very confusing, an Aussie doodle is an Australian Shepherd crossed with a poodle. That is an entirely different breed. It is high energy, it's high maintenance, it's nothing at all like an Australian Labradoodle. And your Australian Labradoodle's foundation breeds way, way, way back many generations ago in the pedigree are Lab Poodle with a touch of Spaniel. So you want to make sure that you're familiar with that and your vet is as well. And you also want to make sure that they're not entirely opposed to raw feeding, because your puppy is going to be weaned to raw food, and your mama dog is eating raw food, and you're going to want to continue to feed your puppy raw food. You can feed it in freeze-dried format, totally fine, and you probably want to tell them it is from a commercial producer and that it is balanced to AFCO standards or better. So that's the kind of thing you want to do with the vet. Also find out what their hours are. Are they open on Saturday if that's important to you? Do they do any after-hour emergency care if that's something you need? If you live in Victoria, the only emergency department available at this time is Waves in Langford. And right now their hours are reduced. So ask those kinds of questions. For a trainer, who are you going to get for a trainer? Again, ask them questions. Do they know what Labradoodles are? Do they know the difference between an Australian Labradoodle and an Aussie Doodle? Because how you work with an Aussie Doodle is not how you work with a Labradoodle. These puppies here are small. As you can see, they're just little still. They're going to remain little. They're gentle, very intelligent, sensitive puppies. They do not respond well to certain types of training. And generally what that is a balanced training approach, which involves doing some negative reinforcement. Now we do have Taylor here, who is our in-house trainer, and she does have her own training company, and she is available to help people on Vancouver Island. And otherwise, ask to attend a class, ask them what their training philosophies are, ask them if they use a luring method or a shaping method. We'll talk about that a bit more and what I prefer. I'm a lure person as opposed to a shaping person. Do they use a clicker? I hate clickers. You have enough to do when you want to mark a behavior your dog's doing. Never mind figuring out how to have your leash, your puppy, and then, oh yeah, I got to use my clicker. You have too many things going on, and you'll miss the time when you should be marking the behavior more often than not. And then the last thing is a groomer. Whenever we have families crying, it's usually because somebody has poodled their doodle, or made them look like a schnauzer. So you want to, again, ask questions. Ask to go and check the place out. Is it clean? Is it professional? Does everybody look like, you know, things are being managed well? Ask to see where the actual dogs are. Are they all in nice, clean areas? Of course, there's going to be hair everywhere, but it should look like your hair salon. And also, you want to ask them for their book so you can see pictures of how they have groomed Labradoodles and make sure it complies to the breed standard. If you don't know what that is, just ask me and I'll let you know. So now the puppies are all still chowing down here. I wanted to talk a bit about things so that they could finish their meal before I interrupted them by picking them up. But it looks like Anise is going to interrupt them anyways and say, hey, time's up, guys. Right? Is that what you got to say, Anise? So we're going to go through the puppies in birth order, as we always do, and you are going to be amazed at their weights. And here's little Hi-Ho. She's resting her head on her big sister Pink. Are you going to lie down again? You want some room? There we go. Okay, we're going to start with Pink Collar Girl. Pink Collar Girl, come along, let it go. There we go. A little bit of convincing had to be done there. This is our beautiful Ebony Phantom Girl, and she's showing you the major milestone for these puppies this week. She's got eyes. Look at those eyes. They're hard to see because she's black, but they're there and they're open. Now, all puppies when they're born have blue eyes. They will not have blue eyes as adults. Oh, Anise says, let's not look at the puppy. Look at me. I'm so cute. But for now, they all have blue eyes. It's a little bit hard to see the color. I know it's hard to even see they're open, but her eyes are open. And you'll never guess how much this little Pink Collar Girl weighs. She is a whopping 725 grams. Holy cow, that is one heck of a weight gain over the past week. There you go, beauty queen. There, now we don't have to worry about Anise and the milk bar and everybody being distracted with that. She's off exploring something. Next we have Black Collar Girl. Black Collar Girl is our pretty little apricot girl with all of these pretty white markings. And there you can see her eyes too. Now that their eyes are open, they can't see a lot. Everything's just pretty much a big blur to them. But can you imagine what it must be like? You've lived in this world where you can't see anything and all of a sudden, oh, what is all this stuff and all this movement? But look at how pretty those eyes are. You can really see the blue next to the apricot color. Hi, you're going to give me a kiss? No, thank you. Lots of beautiful white flash on this girl. This is one gorgeous little puppy. And our Black Collar Girl is 652 grams. Just all of these puppies, their weights are just woof, now that they've got that milk bar sorted out and those crazy nipples of Anise's. Next we have Silver Collar Girl, our little Hi-Ho. Now Hi-Ho, who's the smallest puppy in the litter, guess who was first to open their eyes? And guess who did that on day 10? This one, her eyes were both wide open on day 10. That's pretty early, and it just goes to show you that there is no correlation between what is the biggest and the smallest puppy and what they are and aren't able to do. Now, many people refer to the smallest puppy in the litter sometimes as the runt. That is a complete misnomer. A runt is a sickly puppy. A runt is a puppy that isn't well. A runt is a puppy that is lacking something. There is no runt in this litter. She just simply is the smallest one in terms of her weight. And don't be surprised if she ends up being the biggest one at the end of the day. That happens all the time in our litters. It is not unusual at all. In any event, she clearly has a very large brain and she is meeting her milestones with alacrity. This is our beautiful little hi-ho, and guess what she weighs today? Exactly 500 grams, right on the nose. Couldn't be more proud of her. That's a huge accomplishment. Holy cow, I remember when we got her up to 175, I was just delighted. And when we made 200, I was through the roof. And now here we are celebrating her at 500 grams. So that's our little hi-ho silver girl. Next we have our very pretty red and white girl, purple collar girl. Now, Puppy has always been one of the sturdier puppies in this litter. And just like Black, she has lots of gorgeous white markings to show herself off with. And even though she's bigger, can you see her eyes? No, not really. They're not quite open yet. So there you go. She's big, but she says, yeah, no, I'm not doing that. Not yet. Not ready yet. No. So Purple Collar Girl is 737 grams. She is the biggest puppy in the litter and clearly the slowest one right now. Slowest at meeting that one milestone. Is it significant? No, not at all. Is she within the range? Absolutely. Yes. She'll open them when she's ready. Watch, she'll be the one who opens her ears first. She might do the two of them at the same time. And last but not least, we have our pretty little apricot party girl, our blue collar girl. Here, sweetheart. Oh my goodness, we're all so tired because we have such full tummies. This little lady is a really pretty little girl with her gorgeous apricot party color, and she has her eyes open. Not as wide as Hi-Ho Silver does, but they're there. You show them to everybody, yeah. Of course, I'm talking to her. She can't hear a thing I'm saying, but I still talk to her all the time. And Blue Collar, who has traditionally been our biggest puppy in the litter, is at 716 grams. So now, why did that happen? Is that something to worry about? Is she losing weight? Is she not well? Not at all. These are mini Australian Labradoodle puppies. They gain weight like crazy and grow like crazy in the first period of time. She's just starting to even out already, that's all. Purple Collar, she is still going. Blue Collar's going, okay, I can even myself out now and I don't need to be having such a big growth spurt. So that is all of the cutie pies here from our Anuenue litter. If you haven't watched the litter updates for this litter before, Anuenue means rainbow in Hawaiian, and that's because we have all these different colors here. Such a pretty litter from apricot to red to black phantom, and you can see that they're very affectionate. They're pretty nice. They come over to me now when I come up, not because they actually know who I am or anything, but they do recognize my scent. They come over because they know they're always going to get something good happening to them, even if it's just a pet, which they all enjoy. So that's our update for today. They are 2 weeks old. I hope you enjoyed watching the video. If you did and have a minute, please give us a thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments, please make them in the comments section below. If you're having trouble with those comments, you have to have a YouTube account. All you have to do is sign up. That's it. You don't get anything. It's not like Facebook, but it does make it so that you can make comments and you can go through and make comments and ask questions on any other Facebook videos that you find that you like as well, or YouTube videos that you find that you like as well. So we thank you for watching, and we'll see you again next week for our week 3 update for these mini Australian Labradoodle puppies. So good. Yeah, where's your eyes?